It's the beer video, and it's the beer video. I'm tired, Helen.
So am I.
Yeah, I think the puppy's teething is hitting sort of an apex. Because she was mouthing more lightly the last couple weeks, and today she is just biting the Christ out of people. And you know, puppies. Why do people adopt them?
I think you should answer that, bud. Oh no.
If we're stuck with her now, there's nothing we can do. No, she's great. I love her. She's great and she's very hilarious. And she's just still has she's a puppy. And I have to remember that. And I would one of these days I'm gonna start these beer videos without me lamenting about how the dog is running me to an early grave. I don't know. I
Oh,
Yeah. Um, I was gonna start making fun of Elon Musk, but I think we'll wait for a little bit on that one. The guy wearing a backward fucking cowboy hat and shooting a gun. What a fucker. What a loser. If I yeah, I don't want to. I was gonna quote the intro to Knowledge Fight and call him a loser little titty baby, but
I
I
don't know.
see him. It's just like stop doing things in public.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Robert Evans, the guy who does Behind the Bastards. But he pointed out that in the pictures Elon Musk posted of him shooting his gun, he's like, that thing doesn't have any sights on it, like not even iron sights. Like that is useless as a weapon except at point blank range.
Yeah. I didn't see his thing yet, but if it doesn't surprise me, he knows his way around a
Yeah,
gun, so it doesn't shock me.
I do like Behind the Bastards is not to my personal taste. I find it a little exhausting, but if I ever need a leftist gun guy take, Robert Evans is a voice I trust for
Yeah,
sure.
agreed. Yep. And just speaking of Elon Musk and podcasts, the Dollop just wrapped up their 2 week or their 2 part series on Elon Musk, and it's you are better than everybody watching this. You are better than Elon Musk. No
Well,
question about it. No
you
question.
know, you know what pisses me off is there's an Elon Musk themed power metal band, and normally I wouldn't give a shit, but it has members from bands like Lords of the Trident that have put out stuff that I actually liked. So,
Did they mean it or is it a
oh,
joke?
this was like in the mid 2000s, I think, when Elon Musk was like better at PR, so it was slightly more understandable. So it was just like
Yeah. Before people, yeah.
it was extremely cringe. Um, I understand that power metal, and I say this as someone who really loves power metal, is like just inherently a bit cringe, but like it's kind of cringe in a bad way. Like I I'm in favor of embracing some forms of cringe where you're just like really earnestly into something, but if the thing you're into is like this like just kind of weird shitty rich guy who's not like actually that good at anything,
Yeah.
like you should probably get like way more into like I don't know fantasy author of your choice.
Yeah.
I
Less
don't
embarrassing.
think anyone has done a Gene Wolfe themed power metal band yet. People can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm 2 books, just started the third one into Book of the New Sun. Um so I've got that on the brain a bit. It's weird and good and like yeah. Even like I didn't even let the fact that the author is Catholic prejudice me, which should tell you something.
Yeah. I mean, that says something. I mean, I guess if a Catholic author can not upset you, he's probably pretty good at not bringing that into the work itself. So,
I mean, yeah, Tolkien himself was, I think, I don't. know if he was Catholic, but like I don't know. He was fairly religious, I think.
Yeah.
People like the Tolkien super fans I know, and I know there's a lot of you.
Yeah.
Um, they watch these, but if they do, they can feel free to get mad at me for getting the details of his life wrong. I only know the very, very basic sketch, but I don't know. I really like Lord of the Rings, so.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
last week, I can't remember.
God, I was hoping you were gonna remember. What did we drink last week? I had oh,
I beer, so I think I went first. So why don't you go first?
oh God. Okay. I kind of forgot to get, well, I have a beer, but I had forgotten to get a beer until like yesterday evening. And um uh because I thought that I had bought two last week. I thought I bought one for this week, and maybe I did, but I couldn't find it. So I was out last night buying just regular non-beer video beer, and I came across this fucking one. It's from Rusty Rail Brewing, who we've done before, and it's called Root Bear.
Oh, that's so cute. Look at that little guy.
Look at him. He's ready to go. It's a root beer lager. So, hold on a second. There's a fucking oh, this is just never mind. The place where I bought it put a price tag over this, a part I want to read. Oh no, there's not anything I want to read here. I thought there was. Lager with natural flavor, brewed and canned by Rusty Rail Brewing, which is in Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania. They claim from the heart of Pennsylvania, but it's 6% alcohol by volume. The IBUs is 18, so it shouldn't be too bitter.
Mm,
I Helen, I don't know how you feel about this, but I like a root beer. I'm a big fan.
mm.
Um, it's interesting because for as many good root beers as there are just as many bad root beers. It's very strange. So I'm curious to have this because root beer lager, I don't see how it's going to mix. It doesn't make sense to me. Unless it's not, I don't, it just says lager with natural flavor. And so there's no other information on here about, what's in it and stuff like that. So I'm just going on the assumption it's going to be a root beer lager because that's what it says. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Or yeah,
Yeah.
he's just whatever.
So we could be getting ready to have a good time or a real bad time. And I've used this glass before, but we are drinking out of a Becky Lynch glass. Reason being is I just got done watching the NXT No Mercy show tonight, and Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton headlined the show, which people were complaining about because it's like, oh, it's not the world title. And it's like, who gives a fuck? It's the women's world title. And they fucking blew it away. They were incredible. And Becky Lynch, sorry, if you don't like Becky Lynch, you can get the fuck out. The door's right there.
Whoa, whoa. Okay. No, I love Becky Lynch.
Yeah, no, not I mean you. I mean like other people. By the way, this is going to be a root beer lager because it looks like a root beer. So, um, yeah, look at that. Oh, it's nice and caramely. Um, so significant head, which is nice.
Mm.
Yeah. There's an argument. Why every time we do the beer video are people arguing out on the street in front of my house? I don't know. I don't know. They're trying to get on the video. Okay, this just smells like a Yager. That would be Yarmir Yager, who used to play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. This smell. I'm having a bad time. My brain is just not in a good place. I'm tired and I've been chasing a puppy all day. Anyway, it just smells like a lager. Like nothing. I thought it was gonna have maybe a little sweet smell to it. It doesn't, but let's give it a shot. Hmm, that sure is interesting. This works better than I expected it was going to. I'll be damned. It's a root beer lager,
Mm.
and it works. Obviously, you can see, it's like much darker than your normal lager. It's like the color of a root beer. The root beer is not overwhelming. It's definitely part of the flavor profile, but it's not terribly sweet. I mean, you're just literally getting the taste of root beer, like you're getting the aftertaste of root beer. It's not super creamy from like a root beer. I like a good creamy root beer. You know how much I like to have cream in my mouth, Helen. So a creamy root beer is something I really enjoy. This isn't, it doesn't really have that creamy root beer taste, which is fine, but the root beer taste enough is just it's there. It's there just enough that it lets you know what you're having without beating you over the head with it. The lager part of it is nice and crisp. It's not too heavy. Um, Really nice aftertaste. Like as I'm speaking, I'm really enjoying the way my mouth tastes. Uh, just go with it, Helen.
Hey.
I really like this. I was concerned and excited because I didn't know how a root beer lager was going to work, but this is goddamn pleasant. Um, yeah, this is really good. I'm just kind of like blown away that I was really not sure what to expect of this beer, and I'm having a good time. It's quite good. So yeah, if you're a fan of root beer and beer, like lighter, like a lager, because that's what this is. That's why we do the beer video. Nobody speaks better than we do on beers, especially me. Um, yeah, it's great. I think this would be a really good summer beer. And I don't know when this came out. I mean, I don't know what its target is, but it'd be a good summer beer for like an evening sitting outside and getting the shit bitten out of you by mosquitoes. This would take away some of that sting. But and here's the bear again, Helen. There he is.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Look, he's so happy.
He really is. He's through. He just had a root beer lager. That's why he did.
Just he's living his life.
Yeah, yeah. And Becky Lynch. Don't speak ill of Becky Lynch in front of me and people watching this video because you'll be sorry. I do have I have I do believe I have two Becky Lynch pop vinyls, Helen. So you'll be
Fuck.
hold on, I'll go get them. I'm kidding.
No, no, no.
I'm not. I'm not gonna do. I'm not. I'm not. I won't further aggravate you. But we should do a shirt check. And I'll go first on that one because mine's very simple. I'm just wearing a Triptychon logo shirt. Um, that's it, just Triptychon. It's obviously the band that came after Celtic Frost once Martin Eric Ain passed away and Celtic Frost broke up. And they are a pummeling band. I love them, and I will happily wear Triptychon merch anywhere because Tom Warrior is my spirit animal.
Yeah. Um, I've seen Triptychon twice in like very different contexts. Once was at Roadburn where they played with an orchestra, and that was fun. Occasionally got a bit noodly, I think, but like overall, like I just kind of like watching Tom do his thing, even if it doesn't necessarily always go somewhere I like. But I don't know. He's a cool guy.
I told you I interviewed him in person, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the second time I saw Triptychon was at MDF, and like Tom Warrior just kept like, you know, giving shit to everyone in the audience, like, please don't clap so hard, you are embarrassing me in front of my younger bandmates. I'm doing his accent like quite badly, but you get the idea. And it was like, fuck. I love it. The only band whose jokes were better was I'm gonna say it wrong. Demilich, Demilich.
It's Demolish. Yeah, I don't know. Or Demolic. Yeah, I don't.
They
Yeah,
had
the
some.
jokes are great. I know what you mean. Yeah.
How do you people pronounce this? But yeah, like the guy would introduce songs like, oh yeah, this is the song from our album that you discovered before all your friends, didn't you? It's like, oh man, shots fired.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of snobby death metal shit, I guess I am wearing one of my bolt thrower shirts. This used to be my husband's till I like steadily kind of slow walked stealing it from him. by repeatedly mentioning I like Bolt Thrower more than he does, which is true. He just likes them a regular amount, and I like them kind of a freak amount. So, yeah, yep, yep. That's the one.
And I bought this at Soundgarden Records in Baltimore during a Maryland at Maryland Death Fest one year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to get back to Maryland Death Fest at some point. It's a good time.
Yeah, same.
Beers are $18. What the fuck, man?
I know. I can't. Sorry, I'm trying to find where are my bolt thrower records so I can put this back. Oh, here.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm
I should
opening the
have
beer.
done that now. Oh, I'm
Um,
back.
okay, cool. So this is from a brewer where I'm glad that the beer shop I go to sells singles, because the one more local to me sells 4 packs, but they're also kind of off the wall and expensive. I'm like, I can never really justify this. This is from Jester King, and it's just called, well, there's a name lot. Snurkel? Snurkel? Um, yeah.
Oh,
So got some cool art there if you want to take a look.
it is cool looking. Yeah.
It is a farmhouse ale with smoked sea salt and oyster mushrooms. And I know I've got a good one when the beer shop guy's like, that's so strange. I've been meaning to try it. I'm
Yeah.
going to get into one of the trucker glasses. This is 1010, means on the side. And farmhouse ales are not very strong.
Yeah.
This is 4.7 ABV, less than 5%.
I mean, farmhouse ales kind of have to not be strong. How else are you going to go and get the chickens?
Exactly. Hmm. It just kind of smells like a sour. Let's see. Let's try it out. Oh, that's a strange one.
Yeah, the look on your face. Hmm.
Hmm.
And that's been the beer video. Thanks.
Yeah, I think I need a couple sips to take on this one.
It's no root beer. It's no pickle beer.
Yeah,
The longest it's ever taken you to react to a beer.
I'm like, what beer's deal? Wow, there we are. Okay. Yeah, light, delicate umami flavor from the mushrooms. I can taste the saltiness, but I think the smokedness aspect of it has is not really all that present, which is a shame.
Yeah.
I like smoky beers, but actually I can see how if this one was super smoky, it would overwhelm the rest of the flavors. So maybe it's good that it doesn't really have a super prominent presence here. Yeah, I don't know quite what to make of this. So um, I'm glad that like this beer has puzzled me so much, because like I don't usually get that.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was easy. This is one of the easiest beers I've ever drank. So it's good that we had an easy one and a hard one.
Yeah, I like this one for
Oh,
sure.
sorry, I'm yawning on camera.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink a 4 pack of this just because like it's a weird one. And
You
the
think
four 20
you,
bucks, but yeah, I like this, like it's very rare that I have a beer where I'm just like I have not had anything like this in a really long time, and this is one of those where I was expecting like quite a bit more like mushroom flavor,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of glad they didn't go like super ham with it because that may have been like a bit much.
I can't stand mushrooms, so I was whenever you were I don't like them. I'm so
Like,
I have a vegetable problem.
yeah, apparently, God, are you on the fucking Jordan Peterson diet now?
Yeah, the beef and salt, and yeah, that's what I'm on right now. Yeah.
Beef, salt, and whiskey, according to his daughter. Well,
There's no way Jordan Peterson, if that's the case, and he said, "Oh, I've never cheated on this." If that's the case, he has not had a satisfying shit in years, just in years.
yeah, I mean, look, honestly, he whines like about how like wokeness has led to people eschewing red meat, and I'll fucking tell you like why people do right now. And it's because beef is the most expensive cut of meat, like, or it's the most expensive type of meat at any grocery store. Like, even like the shit ass, like stew meat or ground beef
Yep.
is more expensive than chicken or pork. And like, you can like fucking whine about how like they put transgender pills in the water or whatever, and that's why people are buying less red meat. But really, it's the fact that like it starts at what like $7 a pound in
Yeah.
chicken or in pork it's 6. So like it's a simple question of grocery budgeting. Like, I don't know. Everyone wants to turn everything into like culture war shit, even when there's like a much more boring explanation that makes more sense.
For
Ooh,
me, it's honestly, I if I eat red meat, I will be shitting my guts out for days because my body apparently just can't digest the enzymes. Because trust me, there are times where I'm like, I would fucking crush a cheeseburger right now, and I just can't because I went
that
to I went it was like a couple of years ago. I went to a Pirates game with some folks from work. It was like a work outing. And I was hungry and I was like going to the concession stand and I love hot dogs. And they had a jumbo hot dog. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I'm getting. I get a jumbo hot dog. I get three-quarters of the way through it. And I was like, oh God, this is made out of beef. I completely forgot. And I was like,
might get worse, man.
huh?
So like you gotta get the bratwurst. That's pork usually.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. And yeah, I paid the price dearly. Uh so
No.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, the whole price thing, like what, like a month and a half ago or whatever, my friends Jaden and Lexi stayed here for a week, and we went to Walmart, and Lex was like, "Oh, I really want to make steaks," and I was like, "Well, let's get steaks." We're at fucking Walmart, so I'm like, "How much could it be?" We're at Walmart. It was like
Just
a
one, Michael.
what's that?
It's just one banana, Michael. How much could it cost? $10.
$10. That's right. And the cheapest package of three steaks that we could find was $24. And it was like, holy Christ, there's no way. I mean, so now I'm glad I don't eat red meat because yeah, I can't. I mean, I can afford it. It's not that, but it's like I'm not spending $24 on steaks. That's insane.
I feel like, the most damage to the social fabric is usually done by people who like they prioritize getting treats above all else. And I like steak. It's a nice treat,
Sure.
but I recognize it's a treat and I don't need treats all the time. You know, and like there's this demented attitude, I think, in America especially, where it's like things like social safety net and like public health care. That's a bridge too far.
Mm.
That's like people getting something for nothing. But like the minute you talk about taking away like I don't know, fucking beef subsidies or like, you know, kind of adding some more animal welfare regulations or whatever to the supply chain that might possibly make beef more expensive. These people cry and shit themselves. So like,
Yeah.
let me get this straight. So like, a treat for you
Mhm.
is like people not going bankrupt because of medical bills.
Right.
That's a treat. But like, what's not a treat, what's a right, is a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's wrong with you?
Well, we suck as a country. I think it's long since time that we sat down and reckoned with that we are shitty people. We have a shitty population. We have shitty ideas, and we are a fraction of an inch away from fascism. So, it doesn't really, it doesn't shock me. Um, we have shitty attitudes, you know?
Yeah, yeah. My jujitsu teacher she's from New Zealand, um, was just ranting today, like, man, like, what is it with you guys? Like, you know, we have our own problems obviously back home, but like, uh, we have some idea that like we do in fact live in a society and it's good to like work for the common good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That is just a concept that's alien sometimes. And I think there's been some progress made in that front, but it's a bummer. God, do you want me to talk about how I almost got in a fist fight today?
I do. That was what we're going to end the video on this. Let's talk about it.
So, I was getting an IUD replaced, and that sucked. I
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
extremely bad time. This is not on the nurses who were wonderful. It's just I personally have a bad time. I do not mean to dissuade anyone from pursuing this as a form of birth control. I highly recommend it. And I am an outlier in terms of like how bad a time I had. Like, a lot of people feel nothing. I think it's like 85% of women who have not given birth feel nothing. I just like fucking rolled for dexterity wrong or whatever. And
I have another friend who's the same way.
um, so I don't know, like there's this. It's part of 40 days of life, which is like a big hassle. Everyone who's going into a women's health clinic.
Hmm.
Um, Holiday, I guess, for people who are just like kind of miserable and
Yeah.
do this. So I lost my temper a little bit going in, and kind of I may have yelled, "I'm not pregnant, you stupid cunt." Um,
That's totally yeah, I'm 100% behind this.
love it. They're all like, like God loves your baby. Like you don't have to do this. I'm like, do what? Like my one regret actually is not pulling me like, oh, you think I'm pregnant? What? You saying I'm fat?
Say like I wish I was having an abortion.
Yeah, a lot of my friends had some good things I could have said, but I was losing my temper and I was like, okay, like if I let this escalate, I will try to swing on someone and that's a bad idea because that's not legally defensible.
Yeah.
So got my uterus fucking rototilled.
Sorry.
Again, the practitioners were wonderful. I just
Yeah.
personally had a bad time with it because my uterus is small and I'm told a little bit tilted. So like I'm fucked up down there. So so I come back out and I'm already in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And like I noticed this front desk security guy is like coming out and I'm like, oh no, like someone's being a real shithead, I guess. I walk out and like I go up to the clinic escorts because they helped me on the way in.
Yeah.
Like they like not like lose my temper enough to do something legally actionable. And I was like, hey, thanks for all that you do. Love you guys. And like this nice older lady, it's like, honey, I'll like walk with you to the intersection because these people are gonna give you a bad time. I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds good. So we're walking and like this cunt is that gonna get her video? Whatever. Anyway, you can beep it. You can figure it out.
It's not for kids. I always label this video as not for kids, so don't worry about it.
Anyway, this cunt's like, oh, you need someone walking with you to protect you from the scary Christians, and I. At that point, it's just like my fucking uterus is seizing up. This asshole already harassed me on the way in. I'm fucking at it, right? So I drop my bag. And I turn around. I'm like, what the I did the come at me, bro hands, which I have not done in like a dozen years. I was just like, yeah, yeah, you think you're tough? Come on, come on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, his friend, his friend had, had an umbrella. which I've heard it's actually a pretty decent protection from smoke bombs, but that's strange because like I feel like those aren't really an issue for like these protesters. Like, do you think cops are gonna come bother them? Let's be real. So he waves a umbrella in my face, and I just threw my hands up and burst out laughing because it's like this guy fucking talks a big game. He's just like you, you like, ooh, yeah, you need protection. And I'm like, okay, well, like let's go and like
Yeah.
get like an umbrella. An umbrella, like you fucking cowering behind an umbrella like a little asshole. And I was like, all right, well, okay. So I turn
Why does
around.
why does he need the umbrella? I thought God was going to protect them.
Oh well, I guess he needs a second option.
Yeah.
Walking away with the clinic escort lady, and he starts yelling at my back like, "I've been a veteran of foreign wars. You don't know what I'm capable of." Like,
Okay.
I was like, "Cool, you were an IT guy on a base in like, in like the safest part of Iraq. Like, get the fuck out of here." Like this guy's like, people can't tell because I'm sitting down for all these, but I'm 5 feet tall, and this cunt's like maybe 3 inches taller than me, and like got like just chubby, balding fuck, like looks like he can maybe deadlift 35 pounds, like fucking like sad little beard, like Teddy Ruxpin looking ass, and I was, and I'm just
Like, what are you going to do? Walk toward me? Like, by the time you get here, you're going to be blown up.
God, like, and when I say chubby, I'm not like, I'm trying not to body shame. I know I am aware I'm built like a Dungeons and Dragons dwarf, like, but you understand like why I would maybe not find this guy the most threatening man in the world, right? Like,
Yeah.
I do jujitsu with like army guys,
Yeah.
like, and veterans, right? And they're all like ripped and like, just like I don't know, 200 pounds of terrifying wiry muscle. And like this guy is just like, he looks fucking soft, right? Like, and,
And is.
and I'm just like, this is so fucking absurd. And like my clinic escort lady just like turns back to him, does this, like, oh, just this, just this old granny, like, and she's like, man, every time he says shit like that, I ovulate, which is a hell of an accomplishment. I don't even have a uterus anymore. Anyway, so this is
Anyway.
part of 40 days of life, and I feel like I need to emphasize I was not going to Planned Parenthood for an abortion. I have never been pregnant in my life, and I've gotten hassled by these assholes
Yeah.
every single time I've gone to this Planned Parenthood location.
Yeah.
One time for like I got a call about precancerous cells in my cervix. I'm fine, by the
Yeah.
way. But and like I'm going in there thinking like I have fucking cancer, like how do I do end of life planning if it comes to that? And like these assholes are like, don't kill your baby. And like, you know what you could do? You could be like working at a food bank. I don't know. Like you could be putting together kits for new mothers. Like
Be adopting a child. Like, I'll
even if
never do
you go
that.
to like, young parents with no resources, and those are the kind that are most likely to seek abortions. They need like help with material stuff surrounding like the birth of their children, and like you could be open with that, but you're fucking hassling me who's not even getting a fucking abortion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just I hate these people, man.
That's okay. I ended a lifelong friendship over something like over this very topic, and we're running out of time because we're using a version of this program that gives us a fine, like a little, not a finite, it gives us a little bit of time. So I don't want to get into it because I want to end this without the video cutting off. But um, if you're gonna line out outside of a women's healthcare center and harass them, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and if you look, I'm not a tough guy. I'm not trained in jujitsu, and I'm not like, a street fighter or anything else like that. But when I see these people, I just want to say the worst possible thing I can say to them. Like, what's the worst thing I can say to you right now? So usually the worst possible shit comes out of my mouth. And it's like, can I back it up if it's like some tough dude who actually was in a war? No, but I don't give a shit. Fuck them all. Anyways,
There's
this has been, oh, good.
Look, I've known enough veterans personally, and there's enough veterans in my family to know that just having been in a war zone does not guarantee you're going to be able to hold your own in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah. Yep.
People lose, like, if you don't practice skills regularly, you're not good at them anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's been the beer video, and I'm now angry and I'm gonna go throw an axe outside at a tree. So thanks for stopping by, and I don't know, go have a root beer. Bye.